And I thought he was joking, and he was not. And so then we go to lunch. He's telling everyone what a great presentation I'm going to give, and I'm like, how does he know? He's never heard it because I've never given it. And you know, I'm starting to feel really sick. And I'm thinking, what is going on here? I all of a sudden had no confidence. And I wasn't used to that. Again, this is where you got to stretch, you got to get uncomfortable. I was like, I want to go back to my bank mergers. I can do my bank mergers. I felt confident with bank mergers. Now, here's the funny thing about self-confidence. How many of you in the room would feel comfortable if I said, okay, go into the boardroom and negotiate this bank merger? Probably not many, maybe a few, probably not many. But some of you would say, yeah, I want to go out on stage. I was saying, get me out of here. And lunch went really fast, and I'm like not feeling good. And Bob's miking me up, and he's picking up that I'm not feeling too good. And he's like, wow, do you want to go out there? Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And I go out there, and I'm on stage, and there's speakers, and other people are lined all along the side, people in the company that had brought him in. And Bob's right in the middle there. And I'm out on stage, and so he says you have an hour, right? So I start talking, and I really get into it, and I'm so excited because I'm on a roll, and it's so good. And then I'm like, okay, that's pretty good. And I look down at the clock, and I'm thinking, surely I'm going over my time. And I look at it, 15 minutes. And I'm like, oh, what am I going to do? I had nothing left. I mean, I gave him everything I knew. And I turned, and I looked at Bob. Do you know what he did? He turned and looked away. And I'm like, serious? I wanted any kind of, I don't care if it was just, whatever. And he turned away. And for a flash of a second, I was so pissed off. And but then I thought, okay, I'll walk down in the audience. I'd seen Bob walk down in the audience and work with people. So I walked down in the audience. I started working with people. And of course, then whatever they said sparked something in my mind, and it just flew by. It just totally flew by. But what's the lesson there? Well, first it was funny because one thing crossed my mind when I was going out on stage was I could hear people in my imagination saying, where's my Bob? Because they only got him one day. And so this one guy that I'd gone up and talked to, he came up to me afterwards and he goes, when you walked out there, I was so pissed off. I'm like, where's my Bob? He goes, but I was so glad you were out there. And it turned out well. But what's the lesson? Sometimes to get this confidence, because what is confidence? It's experience and knowledge. You might have all the knowledge in the world, but if you don't have the experience, you may be challenged with self-confidence until you start to develop a confidence that you can do anything you set your mind to, because you understand who you are. And so I gained that self-confidence by Bob turning away, leaving me to figure out on my own how to do it. Self-confidence, first prerequisite to great undertakings.